Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're going to be taking a look at the Amazon Fire HD10. Now this 10-inch tablet was a real upgrade from my old little 6-inch one which I've had for a few years, and I was actually quite impressed when I installed a few emulators on this about what it was actually capable of playing. There's some really great sound on this, and it can sort of play emulators from the PlayStation 1 N64 era backwards. This is running the Psp Emulator at the moment, Ppsspp, and it's actually pretty darn good. So that is what we're going to have a look at today. We're going to give a few of the emulators a test and see just how well it handles it. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay then, so here we are. I'm using an Xbox One wireless controller at the moment. I've just got it connected to the Kindle via Bluetooth, and here we're just showing, well, the first game, which is Ppsspp. This is Outrun, one of my favourite games, and I just thought I'd show you this one initially, just so you get an idea of what this is actually capable of doing. So what we'll do, just have a couple of minutes on each sort of system running a couple of games just to see exactly what you can get up to, because it's pretty darn good. I've only got the volume up a very tiny bit on this, maybe to about quarter strength, and it's great. And I've also not got the screen brightness right up either. So as you can see, it's a very capable bit of gaming kit, and you wouldn't have thought that from an Amazon Kindle. So anyway, let's go back and we'll have a look at one of the earliest sort of emulators that I've got, which is the Atari. So we'll start with that one first. So now we're having a little blast at Atari Vcs Pac-Man. Can't imagine how good this was back in the day. But as you can see, it plays absolutely fine, as you would expect. And in actual fact, even though the graphics are really basic, they don't look too bad on this sort of size screen. And I have to say, I can't believe how impressive this Kindle Fire is, and how enjoyable an experience it is actually playing retro games on it. It's brilliant fun. Here's Atari Space Invaders. Now, to install the emulators on your Amazon Kindle, you are going to need to install 4 very small programs. Now, I'm not going to go into the details about how to do it here. However, in the description down below, if you're unsure how to get the Google Play Store onto your Kindle, it's really easy. It took me, I don't know, 3 minutes to do all 4 programs, and there's a great video from a channel that I very much admire called ETA Prime, and he has, and I shall link to this exact video down below, and he has very clear instructions about what you should do if you are struggling to get the Google Play Store onto your Kindle. But once you've done that, you can install all your favorite emulators and play all your favorite games just like I'm doing. So I've just moved straight on to the SNES. As you can imagine, everything NES-wise plays perfectly fine. And you're not going to get any sort of issues running the SNES. I haven't played this one in quite a while. I think I can jump on his back. There we are. So yeah, any sort of NES and SNES game will play absolutely fine. I have got the Game Boy Advance emulator installed. All previous Game Boys work as well. So we'll have a quick look at the GBA in a sec. But as you can see, no issues with this at all. And that's exactly what you would expect. There we go. So anyway, that's the SNES, and as you would expect, absolutely perfect. This is the Megadrive emulator, Dragon's Fury. Haven't played this one in a while. And this is a pinball, sort of a gothic pinball game. Certainly one that I've always liked. I had it on my original Mega Drive. And as you can see, it's running really, really well. Nice bright graphics, great colour. The Mega Drive is, I guess, one of the easiest systems to emulate. And this one doesn't have any issues at all. And I have to say, the 10-inch screen compared to playing these emulators on your mobile phone, it really does make a difference. Great, you know, absolutely great. This is just the sort of thing you'd pop into your suitcase if you were going on holiday or something, and you could have a bit of gaming on the go, should you want it. This really is good stuff, I have to say. This one did actually get a sequel, Dragon's Fury 2. And it's a pinball with lots of mini games inside. I remember just playing hours on it at some point, you know. I don't think you could ever complete it. There was lots of different levels, and I think if you did all the mini levels, you got to one final sort of boss level, which I do remember doing a couple of times. It was a long time ago. There we are, so that finished one of the bonus stages. I think you have to do all 5, and then you're able to get the boss level. Absolutely phenomenal game. Apparently there is a really cool version of this for the PC Engine, which I'm going to investigate, because I'm going to be doing a video on the PC Engine emulation on the RG350 quite soon. But anyway, that's that one, and I guess, you know, if it's the Mega Drive, we owe it to ourselves to have a little look at Sonic, I guess, simply because it's, you know, the iconic Mega Drive game. So let's have a look at Sonic now. This is Sonic 2, I thought, for a change. There we are, let's see how we get on with this one. Now I must say, I did turn the brightness up. The sound is about halfway because, you know, obviously I don't want it to completely drown my voice out. But just look how bright and sharp that is, isn't it? It's great, isn't it? A nice HD screen. I mean, it's almost better than back in the day, you could say. Certainly no visible slowdown on any of these emulators yet, but we're going to see how it goes as we get more up to date with stuff. But yeah, no issues with the Mega Drive. I mean, let's be honest. Or the Sega Genesis, depending on where you are in the world. It was the Mega Drive where I was from. Oh, that was an epic failure, wasn't it? Not doing particularly good on this level here, but you know, you get to see what it's like, and it is pretty darn cool actually, isn't it? Gotta say, there's not a lot wrong with this whatsoever. Cool, there we are. Let's have a look at our next machine. Okay. Got him. Flipping out, how do you survive that? So, are we experiencing any sort of slowdown? Maybe a tiny bit. I mean, GoldenEye was always one of those difficult ones to emulate, wasn't it? God, he's got some good arm, hasn't he? Come on, mate. God, I'm doing really bad, aren't I? Let me run away, run away. I'm still getting shot at. Where am I getting shot? Well, as you can see, he got up. I don't believe it. He actually got up. Well, as you can see, even Even oh, there was two of them there. Even GoldenEye plays all right, and that's one of the ones that's notoriously difficult to emulate. Let's have a look at one other N64 game. Well, I'm sure you don't need any introduction to this one. This is Mario Kart. This is Mario 64. So this is the N64 version of Mario Kart. And it's nipping along quite nicely, isn't it? So yeah, nice and swift. So I would say, out of the games that I've tried, and I have tried about 4 or 5 of the sort of tougher games, the Zelda as well works fine. You could really enjoy N64 on your Kindle, which is not something I ever thought I would say a few years back. It does run absolutely fine. It's quite incredible, actually. I have to say, quite incredible. I did not expect it to be playing this good. But the proof is in the pudding there, as you can see, and this is the regular Kindle. Nothing special about this one. Yeah, will I make it? This is the last lap. I am only on 50cc, mind you, so it's not blistering fast. How far is he in front? Oh no. I was behind Bowser. Not to worry. Or Wario, was it? Yeah. Anyway, that's the N64, and that's looking pretty darn good. Let's have a look at another one. Absolutely loved the Dreamcast back in the day. My friend had one. I never owned one myself, but my friend got one. I was with him, staying with him in New York the day it got released, and I was really impressed because he got one delivered to his door on the release day, and I was so impressed by that. But the Dreamcast is a great little system. It's got some awesome games in it, great racers, great shooters, and great fighters. It's just a shame it never really took off. I also remember, let's just turn this down a little bit. I also remember the Dreamcast being the first system that I surfed the internet on. If you can believe it. Yeah, we'll have a quick blast in arcade mode. So let's see. So we're particularly interested in how sort of quick it all moves and how responsive it is. It certainly looks great, doesn't it? Wow. Okay. Now, my usual track record with fighters is I do awful and I get beaten up publicly here. So let's see. Wow. Playing it careful. So far, so good. One in the chops, one in the head. Have I found a move that works yet? Well, I've taken a couple of hits, but I think I'm got the better of him here. But yeah, you know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I suppose it is only the first round. Yes, get in there. How cool is this? Oh, right. Looks like I picked a good fighter. Oh, she got me there. Ah, elbow to the face. Come on, woman. It's alright, I think I'm gonna... Still got the edge. Oh, she's pulling off a special move. Got her. Look at that. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Cool, that works absolutely fine. Why don't we have a look at another quick Dreamcast game while we're here? And this is Jet Set Radio. How cool is this? Look at this. Awesome. Can you believe this was 20 years ago now? That's nuts, isn't it? Yes, let's have a blast then. Oh, I can't wait to play this. Certainly the original Dreamcast is a system I must play a little bit more of on emulation because there's so many cool games on there. Okay. Trying to jump on that car there. Did it. So there you go. This is Jet Set Radio, and boy oh boy does this look great. I mean, this is a game I want to sit down and just play for the next few hours. It is so cool. It's just as good as the Xbox One, if not better, because it's got a different sort of style. The Xbox is, of course, Jet Set Radio Future. That's a bit of grinding there. Okay, a mere bagatelle, girl. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm running out of juice. Yeah, that was good enough. Cool stuff. Right. This is one of my all-time favourite emulators, Psp, and it emulates the original PlayStation Portable. This is another one of my favourite games. You already had a look at Outrun. There's so many for the PSP. I just loved it as a system. This is Metal Slug Anthology, so you get all the original Metal Slug games in one handy form. Absolutely fantastic, and I just love the Metal Slug games with their sort of cartoony style graphics and that. They're just great. If you want to just a nice slugfest, this is the way to go. Great stuff. Oh. It's great, isn't it? Release those POWs. Yeah. If you've never played a Metal Slug game, they're absolutely fantastic fun, and you're going to love them. So, now this PSP emulator is just awesome beyond belief. I've played loads on it already on the Kindle. Everything I've played just plays beautifully, absolutely beautifully. Unfortunately, the Kindle can't really handle anything beyond that. So this is your limit pretty much at the moment. We have got, of course, the PlayStation 1, and we'll do that one as the final sort of system that we're going to emulate. And there's a lot of great PlayStation 1 stuff that you're not going to have any sort of issue running either. But that is pretty much the limit. So you're not going to be able to run 3D and Nintendo 3DS games on here, which you can do on some of the mobile phones. Anything sort of past that, you know, not going to GameCube, Wii, none of that is going to be possible on this system, which is sort of as you might expect, to be honest. But for just having all of this and the potential that it can do, I mean, there's loads of systems that it emulates that I've not even scratched the surface on yet. The Sega Saturn it can do, the Atari Jaguar, the Lynx, loads of stuff. So fantastic. So let us have a look at our very last emulator, which will be the PlayStation 1 emulator. So this is the PlayStation 1 emulator Ppsspp. This is G Darius, the game. Absolutely great side-scrolling shooter, notoriously difficult, but with practice you can really do well on this, and it's a great little game here. Very, very difficult to play without a controller attached though. But here you go, you see it's nice and very, very smooth, lots going on. Not going to have any sort of issue with this, and it's great fun. Absolutely great fun. And massive bosses when they do come on the screen. Typical Japanese style. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely easily one of my favourite shooters out there. Great stuff. So as you can see, really responsive, cracking game here. Pretty much every PlayStation 1 game can be emulated on here without any issue at all. So if you do fancy, you can also obviously play this on your mobile phone. I put some nice videos up about that, about how to install the PlayStation 1 emulator on your mobile, and also the PSP one as well, Ppsspp. Super popular emulator, that one. There we are, as you can see, it's cool as you like. So I think we would owe it ourselves to pop another, just have a look at one more, PlayStation 1 game before we call it a day. Well, I'm doing so well, I don't want to stop this game. Oh, it's great, absolutely great. Of course, if you do use a controller, you can always get auto fire popped on, which does make it a little bit easier. I remember buying this one back in the day. Oh, there we go, got me. And just loving it to death. Literally loving it to death. So I think we'll have a look at one more game on the PlayStation 1 and then we'll be done. Once again, one of my absolute favourite games is Tekken 3. Absolutely love it. The story mode on this is superb. It's just great. So who shall I be? I shall be Lee. I'll be playing Nina against Nina. And you just work your way through right to the end. It's brilliant fun. Myself and my son have just loved playing this one. And it just plays absolutely pixel perfect. You're not going to have any issues with this. This Kindle can handle this very well. And when you think the Kindle was predominantly designed as a book reader, the fact that you've got all of this as well as being this particular model, an extremely accomplished media player, stuff like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and obviously reading, all of that is phenomenal on this this device here. It's just fantastic. By far the best Kindle that I've ever owned. Now in the UK these are about £150 direct from Amazon, and I'll put a link down below. So if you do fancy getting one of these, do please follow that link and you'll be helping the channel with a little affiliate link on there. You can also buy them from Currys as well, I believe sell them, but I always go direct to the source. Go to Amazon because you get all sorts of freebies like 6 months Amazon Prime and all these other sort of offers, Amazon Prime Video that is, when you buy directly from them. I think you get an audio trial and you get Kindle Unlimited, loads of stuff. It's brilliant. So I'll put a link to buy yourself one of these down below. Don't forget, I will also put a link to ETA Prime's video, so that I'll show you how to put the App Store on your Kindle, the Google Play Store rather, so then you can have as many Google games and emulators as you would like, you know. So those links are down below. So I hope this has opened your eyes like it did mine to just how good an emulation device the Kindle actually is these days. And maybe you'll fancy getting one. Certainly great value for money as an all-round tablet. It's phenomenal. If you have enjoyed today's video, do please give it a thumbs up. Do please consider subscribing for some regular retro gaming content. I try and put something out at least once a week in the retro gaming world. It's certainly something that I love amongst my toys and my books and everything else. So there's a lot of retro gaming on the channel already and loads more still to come. And I shall look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.